On a calm afternoon, when the wind moved softly through the tall grass, a small sparrow stood at the edge of a wide field. In her beak she carried a single thin twig. It wasn't much, just a fragile, dry piece of wood. But to her, it was the beginning of something important. High above, on the corner of an old barn roof, she had chosen a place to build her nest. The sky stretched endlessly around her. The roof seemed far. The wind felt stronger than usual. For a brief second, doubt fluttered inside her chest. "You're too small for this," a quiet voice whispered. "The wind will knock it down. The twigs will fall. Why try?" She looked at the empty corner again. It felt impossible. Still, she flew. The wind pushed her sideways. The twig slipped slightly from her beak. She adjusted and tried again. When she reached the roof, she carefully placed the twig down. It didn't stay. It rolled off and fell back to the ground. She watched it drop. She could have chosen an easier place, a lower branch, a safer spot. No one would question her. No one would blame her. But she flew down again. She picked up the same twig. This time she pressed it deeper into a small crack in the wood. It held for a moment. Then the wind shook it loose again. The sparrow closed her eyes briefly. Around her, other birds flew freely, singing, resting, enjoying the afternoon. None of them mocked her. None of them stopped to help either. Everyone had their own sky to manage. For a moment, she felt very small against the wide blue above her, but instead of giving up, she searched for another twig. Slightly heavier, slightly stronger, she flew again. This time she didn't rush. She studied the corner carefully. She placed the twig with patience, adjusting it piece by piece until it settled firmly. It didn't fall. It was just one twig, but it stayed. She flew back down. Another twig, then another. Some fell, some stayed. Her wings grew tired. The wind did not disappear. The height did not shrink. The work did not become magically easy. But something inside her became steady. Twig by twig, flight by flight, breath by breath. Hours passed. The sun drifted lower. A small circle began to form in that empty corner of the roof. From a nearby fence, an older sparrow had been watching quietly. He noticed her persistence. Without a word, he picked up a soft strand of grass and flew toward the roof. He tucked it gently between the twigs she had placed. He didn't speak. He didn't take over. He simply added support. Soon after, another bird brought a feather. Then another carried a thin thread. No one made a big announcement. No one claimed leadership. They just understood the effort they were witnessing. Together, they built. The wind still blew. But now, the nest was stronger. Layer by layer, it grew into something safe. Something warm. Something real. As evening painted the sky with soft orange light, the nest stood complete. The small sparrow settled inside it, her chest rising and falling with exhaustion. Her wings ached. Her feathers were dusty. But her heart felt calm. It wasn't just about the nest. It was about the choice she made when the first twig fell. She learned that strength doesn't arrive all at once. It grows quietly with every return, every retry, every patient attempt. She learned that when you keep showing up, even silently, others notice. And sometimes they join not because you ask, but because effort inspires effort. The field below no longer felt overwhelming. The sky no longer felt too wide. She wasn't too small. She was consistent. And that made all the difference. So when your goal feels high like a rooftop, when your first attempt falls to the ground, when the wind seems stronger than your wings, don't fly away. Pick up the twig again. Place it once more. Because even the lightest pieces, placed with patience and courage, can become a home strong enough to hold your dreams. And that is the quiet power of the sparrow and the rising wind.